It's time for another Trump deck teachings. This time, and this deck is long overdue for teachings. It is the beloved and infamous Secret Paladin deck. There are two reasons why I didn't get this up as early as I could have, in terms of it was really popular. One, I was really focusing on getting to a top legend rank in the month of December. Two, I think that this deck is fairly straightforward to play, and I thought it was close enough to midrange Paladin that those who watched the midrange Paladin video would basically know how to play this. So the big difference of Secret Paladin to midrange Paladin is that it has some serious power cards, notably one serious power card, which is Mysterious Challenger. Who am I?
Stop asking questions.
Known as Dr. Six. When you play Mysterious Challenger, the Avenge, the Competitive Spirit, the Noble Sacrifice, the Redemption, and sometimes Repentance if it's run in your deck, all come out, and you get a lot of value for that card. Along with this, Secret Synergy is our two Secret Keepers, which are 1 mana 1/2s, which could easily become 1 mana 6/7s. Not easily, but it could happen if you play all 5 secrets. Note that Mysterious Challenger and Secret Keeper do not work together. But sometimes you get the Secret Keeper in the secret hand, sometimes you draw no secrets and then you play the Mysterious Challenger and it's really good. The aim of this deck is to keep up a very big series of threats. So Secret Keeper, kind of referred to as Doctor 1 if you can play it with this deck. You play Doctor 1, you play Doctor 2, which is Hunted Creeper or Knife Juggler or Shielded Minibot. Doctor 3 would be Muster for Battle. Doctor 4 is Piloted Shredder. Doctor 5, you have the one Sludge Belcher in here. Doctor 6, Mysterious Challenger. Doctor 7, Doctor Boom, the original Doctor. And then Doctor 8, Tyrian Fordring. So that's the game plan. You play on curve, you keep up the threats, and your threats are so difficult to remove. This is one of those decks where if you manage to play Doctor after Doctor, you will win the game. Although, there are those really rare times where the opponent is a control deck and they draw an even better hand than you, but that's difficult. It's really difficult. So key to this deck, just play on curve. Probably some of the finer parts of this deck is it's mid-range, kind of. So you don't just go for the face and you don't just control, but it's somewhere in between, and knowing when to get in the extra damage is important. There are two main versions of Secret Paladin going around, and I'll play both and talk about both. One has Divine Favor in it, and Divine Favor is really good against control decks, but not very good against face decks, so decide whether or not your meta is good for Divine Favor. There are a lot of internal debates in these secret decks on what the number of Blessing of Kings, Consecrations, True Silver Champions, notably missing in this deck, Sludge Belcher / Loatheb, Ragnaros, hotly in debate. Like the Haunted Creeper, the fact that there's only one of them, there could be two. The Repentance is sometimes not in decks because it is a secret, so if you play the Challenger you can get all 5, but Repentance is one of the secrets you really don't want to draw. Notably this card is worse if it's a aggro meta. Here's another version I have. This one is a bit more streamlined, though I'm not going to say it's better, it just has more duplicates in it. So this one is missing the Repentance, it does have the 2 Creepers. This one is notably not running Consecration, has only 1 Keeper of Oldemon, has a Ragnaros for another Doctor 8, and has 2 Sludge Belchers for 5 instead of just 1. So you can like mix and match whatever your favorite cards from these two decks are.
Your soul shall be mine. I will fight with honor.
With this deck, you're always looking to keep the Doctor 1, the Doctor 2s, and the Doctor 3. With some slight exceptions, you might keep Mysterious Challenger against a control deck or against the Druid in certain circumstances. Here I'll keep the Muster for Battle. So basically keep the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, which are not reliant on anything. Here we have a pretty good draw. We have a 2-drop which can be coined, and we have a 4-drop, so I'm going to go Doctor 1 into Doctor 2 into Doctor 3 into Doctor 4. Usually correct to play the Creeper before the Knife Juggler. Currently, Reno Lock is the most popular deck around in terms of Warlock. If it could be Zoo, you would want to play the Creeper first. I'll go with the Creeper first. Tends to be better, but if it were to be a more control Warlock, the Knife Juggler might be better because you throw in an extra 3 damage, since the knife is thrown and you get +2 attack. But furthermore, if you play the Creeper, you're also playing around Dark Bomb, so pros, cons. You'll have seen this in other videos before if you've watched the deck teachings, but Knife Juggler plus Creeper is really good because you break the Creeper and then you throw 2 knives out. So I've gone Doctor 1 because I have the coin into a 2-drop, into Doctor 2, into I've got a Doctor 3 coming up, Doctor 4, Doctor 6. This is pretty much how you want to play this game. Break that, throw some more knives. Use your... One of the important things about Secret Paladin, or Paladins in general, which I feel like I haven't touched on enough, is the Light's Justice is actually quite strong. Use that to kill the minions, especially when you have board control. You don't want to lose the board. Here there's a lot of AoE that could kill me, but they don't have it. Lucky me. They got an implosion. Oh well. You use the Light's Justice. It is good to use all 4 charges, but don't prioritize it too much. Here I'm going to use my guys to kill his imps because he could be a Reno Jackson deck. Could be a Zoo deck. Usually a Zoo deck because he's playing Haunted Creeper. If he's running Demon Wrath, then his demons wouldn't take damage. This is the part where it's a little bit tricky. I saw the Haunted Creeper, so it is probably not Reno Lock. So I'm actually going to push damage to the face, but you should almost always use the Light's Justice to push damage to minions.
The battle! The battle! The battle!
Slightly advanced tip that I've only begun picking up myself. If you have the Piloted Shredder, you should aim to put it near the middle because sometimes it becomes a Flame Tongue Totem or a Direwolf Alpha.
For justice!
Here I will use the 4-3 to clear a 2-3 because then that protects the 1-1. The Blessing of Kings is a fast card, really good with Shielded Minibot. You put it on the 2-2, it becomes a 6-6 with Divine Shield. The Minibot tends to be the thing that you want to buff above all things. If it's turn 6 and you have Mysterious Challenger in your deck, in your hand, you tend to want to play Mysterious Challenger unless something has gone horribly wrong. And things go horribly wrong sometimes. It happens.
For justice!
You get your secrets out. I unfortunately have the Redemption, which was a bad draw. Otherwise I would have just played it. If you're playing the version with Repentance, you get the 4th or 5th secret sometimes. Nat Peagle is ready to fight here. It is right after you play Doctor 6 is often a time when you just go face and you don't worry about the minions on board. Because 1, you have a Noble Sacrifice out, which blocks stuff. 2, you have an Avenge out, which means if he even attacks, your thing will get buffed. That's a rookie mistake by him, because he should know that that's Noble Sacrifice and that'll never kill Sludge Belcher. I'm being told that I actually missed Lethal because I could have played Blessing of Kings and Cog Camera and just hitting stuff, but hey, I wanted to play Doctor 8, right? So that was pretty much the dream right there. You play the curve and you pretty much destroy your opponent by playing on curve.
Watch your back.
I will with honor.
Here I'm playing the more aggressive version. Well, it's a 4-card switch, but it is more aggressive just because it has Divine Favor in it. Again, this is not one of the matchups where I want to keep the Mysterious Challenger. And I'm just going for the low curve. Noble Sacrifice is not very good against Rogue because they can just break it with their dagger. It's not even certain whether or not I should just coin out the Noble Sacrifice. It would be about the same thing as playing something such as a Tournament Attendee on turn 1, which is not a good play against Rogue. So I'm going to pass here. I could coin out the mini-bot, but this hand is not nearly as good as the last one. Sometimes, and this is something that people don't necessarily realize about Secret Paladin when they aren't playing it, sometimes they get a really bad draw. Because the downside of playing Mysterious Challenger in your deck is that you have to run 7 secrets. And yes, it's real well, and then some people try not to run the Repentance because it's such a bad card. But the point is, there's also a little bit of timing in terms of secrets. Part of the reason why it's okay to play this deck, even though it runs 7 bad cards, is that the Avenge is not that bad. The Avenge is probably the best secret in the deck. It is the best secret in the deck. Now, what was I saying? This draw isn't that good because sometimes you draw the secrets and you don't draw the Secret Keeper, or you draw the secrets instead of drawing Mysterious Challenger, which puts all the secrets into play. And the secrets tend to be bad. Coghammer is a very strong card. If it goes on the Knife Juggler here, I get a great trade. Unfortunately, I didn't. The Coghammer will also force a... Here, let's get the Noble Sacrifice out there also. Noble Sacrifice has a little bit of a bonus.
Weapons ready. For justice.
With the Avenge. The Noble Sacrifice will activate, and then the Avenge will activate. Also, Noble Sacrifice has a bonus with Knife Juggler, because the knife is thrown. Looks like I'll be playing both mini-bots and the competitive secret, I guess. I'll try to play the coin on Dr. 7. On Dr. 8 to make him Dr. 7. This competitive secret is not very good here, but the card is never that good. They don't always know what secret you played, so you can often use the secrets to bluff different things. For example, he may be afraid to kill the 2/2 because it could be Avenge, which will make the other mini-bot a 5/4 with Divine Shield, and that's quite scary. So it's possible he'll keep both alive in order to not trigger it. It's also possible that he has an answer to a 5/4. Here it turns out this becoming a 3/3 is not bad because I'm going to kill the Shredder and then I'll be able to Consecration. Hopefully killing this and the Pagel. Unfortunately I didn't kill that. However, I don't have to carry out that play anymore.
For justice. Caught one.
Oh. That Pagel is fighting.
your faith in the light. Caught one.
So, unfortunately, sometimes the Secret Paladin can run out of steam. That happens especially if you draw... How many secrets have I drawn? When you draw all the secrets without Secret Keeper. Rip, rip, rip.
Put your faith in the light. Caught one.
Now the crazy thing is... Well, not really that crazy. It would be a sick comeback if I drew Divine Favor here. I don't think I can even come back from this situation. But, maybe. No, there's no way. Okay.
For justice.
It's okay. The great thing...
The light shall bring victory. I will fight with honor.
If it wasn't clear on keeping 1-drops, 2-drops, and 3-drops, by the way, and I see this now that I have secrets in my hand, you don't keep the secrets. Unless you have Secret Keeper, then you want to keep Noble Sacrifice. In this case, I'll keep the Muster for Battle, and again, hope to get 1-drops, 2-drops. Avenge is one of the secrets that's good enough to actually play. In addition, it's quite good with Muster for Battle, and it's quite good with Shielded Minibot as well. Mysterious Challenger is one of the cards that I would keep in this matchup against decks that you know you can get to turn 6 while under not that much pressure. Especially if you have a good early game curve. Each of the secrets has some small internal synergy with the deck or the right time to play it. Redemption is really good with Minibot, with Piloted Shredder, with Tyrion Fordring, with Haunted Creeper. And often with Redemption, you're going to want to make sure you don't have any guys around to hit the Redemption. Two choices here, play the Coghammer, get the Divine Shield, be able to hit that, or be able to kill this, or Muster for Battle. Muster for Battle in this case I believe will be better, because you kill this and this survives anyways. One of the mistakes that I see that's common for this deck is you use your 1/1 to trade instead of the Light's Justice. Almost always incorrect. Unless you're playing against an aggressive deck and you're almost dead. Taking the 3 damage, the 5 damage is often worth it in order to keep a 1/1 on the board.
To battle. For justice.
I did earlier say that playing the Redemption when you had only guys out was not very good, but the plan the next turn is to play Coin Mysterious Challenger. So the Redemption will probably hit the 2/1. Or it might not, because he might not have any minions. One thing to keep in mind is it would have been bad form to play a Noble Sacrifice or the second copy of Avenge here, since the next turn's plan is to play Mysterious Challenger. And the opponent would be unlikely to trigger either of those secrets in time. So I was going to play Coin Mysterious Challenger, however, if I play the 5-drop, then I can play the 6-drop and then coin Tyrion Fordring. That's good too. This right here is a move that I think not enough people will make, using the Light's Justice to deal 1 damage to the Sludge Belcher. The reason why that is good is because your health does not matter in this matchup. The opponent is playing a slow Control Priest, so you're basically in a situation of, do I want that Sludge Belcher to be a 3-5, or do I want it to be a 3-4? And it turns out that it being a 3-4 is better for you. Reason being, you can now use the 3-5 and your 1-1 to kill it, but in this case, no. So I guess the reason is you can kill the ooze now. You have the damage to do so. And here we go. Who am I?
None of your business. Excuse a battle for justice.
So in this way, the Light's Justice has managed to deal 4 damage to minions. And that's when you get the maximum value out of Muster for battle. You deal 4 damage, and you get 3 1-1s.
Get down!
It is great to have more minions with the Mysterious Challenger out when you play it, because that means the Avenge can go on targets other than Mysterious Challenger. It's often bad for Mysterious Challenger to get the buff because it puts it into big game hunter range, and if he was going to remove it with something like Shadow Word Death, now he gets an additional Avenge bonus on top of it. Oh, and I hit the face once of the Light's Justice. Worth mentioning that I might not have used the Light's Justice if I didn't already have Coghammer and Mortirian Fordring in my hand. It's often the case that all the secrets will trigger the turn after you play the Challenger. So we've got some good plays here. Coin-Tyrian Fordring is a good play. Keeper of Oldemon is a good play. Owl is a good play. Even Coghammer is a good play. The 10-9 will either be going to the 3-7 or will be going to the face. It looks like I won't be able to kill him quite that quickly. I think it is correct here to play Coghammer and then Owl and then Minibot. This thing wants to die. And I'll push the button instead of shielded Minibot because I feel vulnerable to area of effect already, and I can keep a little bit in reserve. So this deck is a mid-range deck, so the choices are not always that clear-cut on how much you want to dedicate into clearing the board and how much you want to do to hit the face. In this case, I took a middle-of-the-road approach.
Death does not scare me.
Okay, we've got quite a few options here again. Tyrian Fordring is again a valid play, but on this turn, clearing that Death Lord seems quite good.
Let me think.
The Keeper of Oldemon is going to be good on the Death Lord. Tough to find a target with that much health. Keeper of Oldemon kind of serves as the equality that you could never really fit into Secret Paladin. In addition, there's actually 2 different targets you could... The thing is, if you play the Keeper of Oldemon, you have to think about what is your other play. And if your other play is Blessing of Kings, then buffing your own guy might be better. In this case, due to the way that the Priest AoE works, it is better not to stack one of your guys to be that high amount of health. So I'm going to spread the love a bit. I put it on this Ooze in order to play around Holy Nova, and there was not realistically a way to play around Light Bomb, I believe. But I do have the 3-4 out, and the Tyrian Fordring is in the wings. You trade into the Sludge Belcher because priests have several buffs, such as Valen's Chosen, Powered Shield, and it allows him to more flexibly clear the board if he has something, if he has an AoE. Often the theme of this deck is just playing such powerful cards, one after another. Doctor 6, Doctor 7, Doctor 8 is a famous saying. That they just collapse, eventually. In this case, I will go for the face. And I'll hold the weapon because it is often correct to hold the last charge of the weapon. Due to the flexibility of it being able to go face when you need to, or go for a minion. This is the right of postponement. Even though I have Tyrion Fordring in play, it's possible that Tyrion Fordring will get entombed or something, or death, and in the case that you have Tyrion Fordring, it would be right to swing with something like True Silver. However, if it's just a 2-attack weapon, the right of postponement will be fine.
Not quite what was planned. Well played.
The battle for justice.